Hey fellow Outriders, it's Angry Turtle, and today I have something insanely useful for you. Because as you know, in Outriders, if you want it or not, there is a level scaling, what means the game will not allow you to use your full power if you go back to fight on the lower level enemies. Like, for this moment, maybe you are in the situation like me. That's my second character. He's level 50. As you can see, all the gear, average gear level, everything level 50. Then I'm maxed out. I'm doing Expedition City 15 with gold. And my world tier is only 6. And now if I want to increase my world tier from 6 to any higher, I need to kill enemies. And I should be crazy overpowered here, as those enemies are level like 32 or 33. Okay, then let's try to use some skills. Do some damage, not killing them. I need to shoot them. And yeah, it takes time. They do damage to me. I do some damage to them. But it's basically like, to be absolutely honest, it's the same grind like I would run expedition in this time. Then it's not much faster. I can do expeditions and I will get much better loot. But what if I would tell you that you can cheat the system and you can exploit it in a good way? To do that, you need to know how the system works. I was doing some research and I reverse engineered what they implement to stop you from being OP. Then the system is taking two things into account. First, your equipped weapon and its level. When level of your equipped weapon is 2 levels higher than an enemy's, then the downscaling starts. And basically, your overall damage of a weapon and everything on it will go down by appropriate amount of levels. And like in my case, I will lose around 16 levels from my weapon. And you can imagine how insane it is. As if I will keep a normal damage on this weapon compared to enemies around level 33, it will be every single enemy one shot and it will be overkill. Then that's how weapon is calculated. It doesn't matter what other weapons are equipped. It only takes into account the weapon that is in use, your main weapon. Here it's worth to mention that perks like Fortress will not be affected by downscaling, what means I'm keeping 43% damage bonus from this weapon. Then with weapon it's quite tricky to do a lot of damage, because it's only one weapon, always will be downscaled. But situation is totally different when we take a look onto the armor side. Because here, how the game determines if you should be downscaled or not. It adds up all those items that you have equipped and then divide the total level of those items by 5. Then in my case, all those are level 50, added together and divided, average level of my armor is 50. But what will happen if I unequip 2 pieces? Let's say I take off the shoe. As you can do that, you cannot take off the weapon, but you can take off the armor piece, and I take off the gloves. Now what happened? It suddenly changed, because all my armor pieces in total, it's level 150. Now if you divide it by 5, the average level on my armor at this moment, it's 30. Then game will compare it versus enemies level 33 and determine that downscaling is not required. And that's very important, because thanks to that, my skills will keep advertised damage, what you can see in here, instead of being lowered, because skills are affected by downscaling based on your armor. And now, why is it so important? For example, I can equip perk on this armor piece that's called Overheat and increase the damage of Overheat by 48,000. And that's way more than enemies at level 33 have health in total. And let me demonstrate the difference. You are able to see what was going on when I was using my skills on those enemies with all my gear maxed out. All total gear level 50. Now, I just unequipped 2 pieces and that's all I did. And I use my skill and enemies died. And new enemies are coming. I use my skill. All of those enemies died. The game determined that downscaling is not necessary. Now I can grind my world tiers as fast as I want to. As I'm doing advertised damage, I'm no longer downscaled. And I can kill them all in no time. Like, again, I can just run forward, my overheat is ready, I press the overheat button, they are all dead. Not a single one alive, no matter how tanky they are. Now I will retreat for a moment, there is one more thing. And just before I say one more thing, if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing, more good stuff is coming, and because this is my new channel covering Outriders, like 90% of you is not subscribed yet, then I will be extremely grateful if you can drop this sub for me. And now, one more thing, why is it so important? Let's say you want to help your friend with expeditions. Unfortunately, the same rule will apply and you will be downscaled. Therefore, you will barely help your friend with expeditions because game will put you down and you will be like on his level. If you want to power level him through the expeditions, it's not helpful. But let's say you equip 3 pieces like I did. And then you go and join, let's say your friend is low, somewhere like tier, let's say 5. And then you join. And then you go to help your friend and you just cast a skill to wipe out entire battlefield. And just to prove I'm not kidding here, let me re-equip the armor and I will show you how your experience look normally when you are trying to help your friend with all your level 50 gear. Okay, now we'll wait for cooldown and I will show you the difference. Okay, cooldown down, and now I use the skill. You see the difference? I scratched them, I did some damage, but I didn't kill anything. Instead of wiping entire battlefield with one press of a button, I just did a damage, and that's not enough. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys in this video. Please let me know if I explained this situation well, if it's helpful for you. I would really love to hear your feedback about it. Did you already know how the level scaling works in this game? Or was I the first person to tell you about it? I cannot wait for your comments. And now, as always, thank you a lot for watching and see you in the next one.